Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chatter 15 Minutes of Fame. I'm Danielle Ward, and here is my lovely co host, Clary, Clish, Claron Sharif.
Good evening.
Mr. Hitchcock, is that you? Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us again on Chatter 15 Minutes of Fame.
So, we will be reviewing the movie Kingdom of the Planet of Apes. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, 2024. And before we continue, this is our first movie review, but we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it. How many legs would you break for this film? Not sure where that came from. Watch last week's episode so you'll understand where we're coming from. So Claron was talking about it a couple weeks ago, this film, and I was like, I don't want to go see no CGI monkeys. But she really liked this film. So I was like, okay, let me go. I saw it yesterday and I was pleasantly surprised. My palms were sweaty during this film, and that is how I know that I'm like fully invested. I don't want to give everything away about this film, but I will tell you, like the first 10 minutes of this movie, my conspiracy theory brain was turned all the way up.
Uh-oh.
All the way up. Spoiler alert. So it has to do with viruses, the declination of some civilizations while other uh like the animal kingdom, then they're on their rise. But I was like, you know how movies and TV programs along the way have kind of foreshadowed things to come. And I feel like this was one of those things when it led with a virus causing mankind to mentally decline while like the ape species, intellect soared, right? So you got these talking monkeys and everything, and you've got human beings who have lost their ability to really communicate. It's like they almost went back to, a lot of them went back to like Homeo or Neanderthalish kind of ways.
Yeah.
But the opening scene where there's the leader monkey, Caesar,
Mhm.
had died, and his followers were mourning him, and there's a symbol over there in the corner, and I was like, is this monkey Jesus? but but I mean that in a way because he was a leader, right? And he was
Yeah.
beloved. So that's what I mean. Jesus. When you see how, the ape civilization has advanced and we have declined, I'm like, okay, they're talking about COVID 2.0 or 3.0. I feel like this is literally some foreshadowing, and this is an election year. Um, and the lead ape's name is Noah, right? And
Yes.
so biblically, Noah was on his own hero's journey where he and his closest family members were on a ship on the ark with all these animals. So I really feel like this movie has a lot of biblical parallels regarding civilization, the evolution of it,
Mhm.
um, and who we choose to give power to, because that is going to determine where we go as a civilization.
Yes, I agree totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Please tell me your thoughts.
Um, I found out about this movie because I didn't know it was out. I watched TGIF's Fox Soul, headed by Claudia Jordan, and they had the one of the actors, Peter Macon, and he has the most sexiest voice. I could listen to it all day long. Um, I was just fascinated by the technology, and I was really more invested in the apes than the humans. I was like, oh, this is heavy, and it was like they were so human like. And I mean, monkeys, apes, they are extremely intelligent,
Yeah.
right? But Peter Macon did talk about how they filmed. They used a lot of high def technology, of course, something called performance capture performance, where they wore wetsuits and helmets, and then they had two cameras to catch all the facial expressions.
Mhm.
It was amazing. Um, but my takeaway was it was history repeating itself, like you said. But how can I put this? I'm sorry, I got to look at my notes. I got to cheat a little bit. I will say this: the box office brought in $56.5 million for this film, so it was well worth it. It was so well done. Um, is history repeating itself into the future?
Mm,
If that makes any sense. But I
okay.
love the storyline, and I love a good fight scene. Yeah, I'm the action girl. I love action. But there were some tender moments as well. There were some compelling moments. It kind of reminded me of high school, this group against this group. You know what
Like,
I mean?
yeah.
Oh, well, if you really pay attention, there are different types of apes,
Right.
almost like different races, right? It was just an all around good movie. I encourage you to go see it. Take your family. And I give it uh, 5 legs. I'm going to break 5 legs
Break
for
five
this
legs.
film. 5 legs on this
I
one.
would I would break five legs as well. It felt very, I feel like I wasn't sure if they were gonna like push a Caesar, because a character who would have been the antagonist,
Hmm.
like, comes out, reminded me to get the crowd. The other apes were all riled up. Apes that had been taken from their clans.
Yes.
So, and they're all assembled with him. Um, he gives this speech and he's like, Hail Caesar. And he's like, I'm second Caesar, or call me Caesar. Like he was like the second coming. I just
Yeah.
found so many like spiritual kind of parallels,
Yes.
themes in this film. Uh, but it makes me feel like as a society, we may be on the other side of the pendulum, like we're headed maybe backwards a little bit.
Hmm.
I really feel that way.
Hmm.
But I also feel like it has to happen, whether it's with these elections or whether it's another disease like COVID or something like that. I feel like right now, the way things are going, it has to be broken so it can be fixed, so we can like get on a different pathway. Yeah, humanity as a
Yes. Yes. I agree totally. I feel like in a sense as a society we're hard headed. Some of us didn't learn from COVID
whole.
because a little side note, I've seen people or women, use the bathroom and walk right out without washing their hands. It's little simple stuff like that. Not just COVID, but stop spreading the nastiness. Stop it. But it seems like we don't learn
Mm-hmm.
from what's going on, or some of us are stuck in a certain mindset. And I think this movie is a good example of that.
Yeah,
So,
agreed. Agreed. And my nerdy self was taking notes um in this film. But I won't bore you. I'm looking at all these notes. I way overnoted myself. Hmm.
you got 2 pages worth, don't you?
I Yeah, I do. I
Oh
do.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to share anything else
Nope.
before we
Mm,
sign off?
mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm.
All right,
I'm gonna
bring it
save
on
the rest of
home.
my conspiracy. I have to like ration out my conspiracy theory ness. So I dropped a few seeds here, and I'm sure they will continue on as we get more episodes. So yeah, no, I'm
Yes.
done. I'm done. I'm
All
done.
right.
But you
Well,
guys
I
should
will.
see it. I will give it 5 legs as well. Please go see this movie.
Yes.
All right. Happy Sunday, people.
Happy Sunday.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.